Hello, friends and family. It's day 65, cycle 4, day 1. Welcome to my daily vlog where I share my quest to crush aggressive diffuse large B-cell lymphoma, DLBCL, stage 4, ICD code 83.39, and we're using the R-EPOCH Immunotherapy to crush Non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Thank you so much for joining me today. You heard cycle 4, day 1. You know what that means? The poisoning has begun. Not my favorite part of this exercise. All right, let's get into my mental health HeadSpace Noodle. Let's talk about that a little bit. So overall, today I felt pretty positive. Just basically bracing myself for the week plus that's to come. I know that almost, it's not going to be an easy ride. Today, my symptoms were a little different. Maybe we'll talk about that later. I was just so tired all day. Now, part of me attributes it to the Benadryl that they pumped into my veins, but I don't remember being this tired on other day 1 cycles, if that makes any sense. Just exhausted, fell asleep constantly. So, I guess I did accomplish my to-do list goal to rest because I've been doing it all day. But that's part of the reason why the video is coming out so late, because I just kept falling asleep. And now, when it's almost bedtime, I took my second dose of prednisone a few hours ago, and now I'm not feeling quite as tired. So I'm certainly hopeful that I'll be able to sleep tonight after how tired I've been all day. All right, so that's basically where did I do with my quote today? All right, quote, another beautiful card. The quote is, and I'll just pop it up in front of me, what you do today can improve all your tomorrows. Ralph Marston. So I really felt like that was appropriate to remind myself that this chemo, this feeling, the stuff that I'm bracing myself for, how I feel today in general, that's going to improve my tomorrows, right? It's going to let me live to have tomorrow. So suck it up, Buttercup. Overall, like I said, I really think that my mood from earlier in the week was my angst about the PET scan and what they'll find. And, I'm very hopeful based on the data we have that it's really going to be great news, but I think it will be a bit sad if it's not. But we have to get there when we get there. Okie dokie. Let's get into my to-do list for the day. Quite brief. As I planned. If you'll remember, my to-do list from yesterday was quite short. So the first thing I did was chemo. And usually chemo, I feel drowsy, but I stay awake. I crochet, I watch videos. No. Today, I slept for 1.5 hours at chemo. Bill did come to pick me up. Bob drove him. So Sam drove me in the morning at night for 9:30, and then Bob brought Bill, picked me up, and then we went to the center to do his labs. But unfortunately, his labs were canceled. Because FedEx wasn't going to come because they're all iced in Tennessee or wherever they are, and they said they're not coming. So Bill's labs get drawn here in New Jersey, and they have to get flown to Florida to the lab for the dialysis center to be processed. And since FedEx wasn't coming, it didn't make sense for him to do the labs because then the blood would not be valid when it got down there. And she's like, I forgot you were coming in and I didn't call you to tell you not to come. But it turned out not so bad since they had to come get me anyway, and it was only a few blocks. I mean, Bill might not have come out in the weather or the cold, but it was good for him to get out of the house every so often. I think I've already said on some other vlogs that he's been not feeling great and he hasn't really been going out too much. So I think that's somewhat helpful. And I was pretty happy when he came home. He sat in his chair for quite a while, ate his lunch, interacted, and he did take a little nap towards dinner time. But then after that, he got up again. He's in the chair again. So he spent quite a bit of time out of bed, which is very good and encouraging. So no complaints there. I did relax. I mentioned already I napped. I napped several times. So, and the reason I know I napped, well, I napped at dialysis for sure, and it was recorded on my Fitbit. But then I also napped when I was home for shorter, like very short naps, I guess I'll call them, because I would be like watching video about XYZ, whatever the topic du jour was, and then I would miss half the video or all the video. I only heard the first 5 minutes introduction and I missed the rest of the data I was trying to collect. So I'm like, well, that's kind of stinky. So I would say I had several little naps where I just fell asleep sitting on the couch, I didn't even lay in bed. I did sit in Bill's recliner once. That put me out too. It is what it is. All right, so I did pretty well on my to-do list because I think I only had chemo, relax. I don't remember what else was on the to-do list. Maybe I should start marking that. And then the last thing I did today was I did 2 more Warm Up America rectangles. So here's number 1. And here's number 2. They both have the same stitch. And this stitch was called Corner to Corner Granny. So I've done corner to corner. It kind of looks like a basket weave. And the thing that's kind of cool about a corner to corner, especially for those of us who don't like to chain long chains, is that you just start in the bottom corner with 4 or 5 chains. And so the first row has 1, and the next row has 2, and the next row has 3, and so forth. But you never have to chain, 5, 10, 50, 100 to get across whatever the thing you're working on. You can just do the one in the corner and you work your way up. So they do work up very fast, and grannies are very fast in general. But I just wanted to try out the stitch and see what I thought of it. Maybe I'll use it sometime. We'll see. And also, now that I know I can do this as a corner to corner, there's other stitches that you can kind of adjust into a granny. So I might do that as well. Think about it. So that was a fun exercise. And the last thing on my to-do list is dun, 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 charity miles. Oops, this way. I don't remember which way. I'll just stay in the middle. Charity miles. And look at that. Team Crush NHL. I can see all 8 people on our team. Please, everyone join. It's so much fun. So far, collectively, we've moved, because I don't know who's walking, running, or bicycling, for 68 miles. Can you believe that? Amazing. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm happy that we're raising money, but I'm just so much more happy that we're moving so much. And I am not the leader in the movement. I'll point that out. I was for a while, but I had a couple days head start on y'all. But I am not anymore. Like today, I probably didn't even make my 7,000 because I was busy sleeping all day. Oh well. So, thank you so much. All right, let's get on to the to-do list. Tomorrow I have a robotics call in the morning. What else do I have here? The nurse is coming for the next 3 days, but she's planning to come tomorrow just after lunch, about lunchtime, to change my chemo bag. And what else can I tell you? I think we're going to try to install a new cable modem, which we've had here for a while, but we have not installed. We're going to I need to fold the laundry. I did the laundry. I moved the laundry from the washer to the dryer, but it's still in the dryer. So it needs to be run, de-wrinkle, and then I got to fold it and get it put away. And I need to distribute my medications. I did bills a couple days ago, but I'm out. And I'd like to do maybe 2 weeks of meds to get me through the bad time. I'll also check my magic mouthwash and make sure that I have enough of that going on. But I think the pills I can probably do during the robotics call is my guess. That's not too strenuous. Okay, and Angel Deliveries. I just got a handful of Costco items, so thank you to the Angel. I really appreciate it. All right, so if you're just here for story time, that's all I have for you today. Sorry it's a little shorter and lower energy, but wiped me out today. I don't know if it's the Benadryl or the chemo, but I'm just beat. All right, we're going to get into status. So thank you so much for coming, and we'll see you tomorrow. And those who want to stay for status, let's do it. Our first status is eating. Today I've had no trouble with eating. No nausea, no mouth pain, no teeth pain, no throat pain, but I will start using the magic mouthwash tonight. just to make sure. On my weight, I forgot to check. At the doctor's office, it was a little high, but I was fully clothed, so hard to say. But I'm going to say it's probably high. I think that I am already retaining fluid, and the reason I think that is my fluid in was 86 ounces, or 2.5 liters. My out was 2.1, and I started the prednisone this morning. So I think that I'm already starting to retain the fluids. But I don't know for sure. It's only a hypothesis. All right, let's get into other chemo symptoms. I think the neuropathy is status quo. The hair loss is also status quo. Take a look. Sorry I'm all bundled up today. I don't know what it is. I'm running hot and cold. So right at the moment I'm a little cold, but later I might be hot. So this is actually my chemo outfit. I have a picture. Oh, I can show you here. Look, this is a picture of me at chemo. And another picture of my view from my chair. Okay, let me get back on task here. All right, so hair loss, nose clots, no. Headache, no. Fatigue, I'm going to say yes, but it's not the same kind of fatigue I'm going to feel in a week where I just can't move my body. It's more like the Benadryl sleepy feeling, so that's why I'm not sure if it's the Benadryl or if it's just the all accumulative, chemo and the immunotherapy this morning that's knocked me down. I don't know, but I'm pretty beat. Red skin, not yet, but I expect that to start tomorrow. Brain, I think I'm okay. Fingers crossed. You guys let me know. All right, let's keep going. Sleep. I think I've already alluded to this. So I had a 6 hours and 10 minutes overnight. Is that right? Yes. And then 1 hour, 33-minute nap at chemo, as I mentioned already, and then several small ones. It didn't record the small ones, but they gave me credit for 7 hours and 43 minutes overall. My movement yesterday was 8,600. My vitals were fine. As a matter of fact, at the doctor's office, they were good, which is unusual, particularly when I'm starting chemo. And doctor news. So I've already mentioned it multiple times. Today I started the poisoning, the chemo. I think on the other videos I've talked about the chemotherapies, but I'll mention them again just to be thorough. I'm using my cheat sheet here, guys. Sorry. So I have some pre-meds. I take Tylenol and Benadryl. The Tylenol is by mouth and the Benadryl is by IV. And then Civanti and Aloxi, which are both anti-anemic, fairly strong anti-anemics. They're both by IV and both by IV. One's a push and one's a drip. That doesn't matter to you guys. And then the last thing that I did at dialysis, chemo, was the Rituxan, which is the immunotherapy that targets lymphoma cells, which is very cool. But, I got a bill today while I was while I was there, and what I found out was, you're just not going to believe it. Both of the anti-anemics are $600. Now that's before insurance adjustments. And the immunotherapy is $10,000, $360. That's just ridiculous, right? I think it's ridiculous. I don't know. We got to do something with the pharmaceuticals. I mean, I'm not arguing it's life-saving and we need it, but how could... I just can't believe the parts of the medication, the cost to transport it and keep it at the right temperature and all that other stuff could add up to $10,000. Like, even if it was $1,000 or $2,000, then it would be double that for your profit. But why are we going to $10,000? I don't understand. But, I guess I'm just an idiot. Okay, so then let me tell you, I'm wearing my fanny pack again. So when they finished with the last immunotherapy treatment, then they connected my fanny pack up with that cocktail, the one that's going to run for 4 days. And that has VP16 etoposide, adriamycin IVP, which is also called doxorubicin HCl. 1, 2, and the last thing is vincristine sulfate. Now, that's the one that makes me feel miserable and gives me neuropathy and all those other things. And that's the one we were going to try and decrease, but we still have not. But we'll see what happens. And then, of course, I already mentioned I'm taking prednisone by mouth pills. So that is my chemo regimen right now. And then next week, Tuesday, I go in and I get, sorry, uh-oh. I'm checking what the name of it is. Sorry, guys. Give me a minute. It's called cyclophosphamide, also called cytotoxin, I believe. And that's the last chemotherapy drug that always I leave there feeling horrible. So that's not good. So I just said, so we're going to go in and finish chemotherapy on Tuesday. Wednesday, I'm scheduled for the shot. There were no PET scan results today, so I didn't hear from my doctor. So I guess that means I got to wait till Monday. And then I had labs. I just dropped the labs on the floor, guys. Here, let me move over. So I'll include a picture here. What I did notice that my white count was 7.5-ish. I think. It'll be up here. And the hemoglobin was 10. Again, not great, but not horrible. It's below normal, but not crazy below. When you get into the 7 and 8s, that's when you get super pale and super tired, anemic, and all that stuff. So it's not great, but it's not horrible. The platelets were within the normal range. I think it was 100 or 200, so that was pretty good. And that's all I can remember off the top of my head. I was going to look at the numbers so I could talk to you about it. They also pulled labs today, which I assume I'll have in a couple days to share with you. That included my LDH and a comprehensive metabolic panel. Sorry. I know it was CMP. I was trying to come up with the acronym. Sorry, getting hot. There you go. I told you, hot and cold. Hot and cold. What else can I tell you about? I think that was just about it. So when I get those numbers, I'll, of course, share them with you guys. And I think that's all that I had to tell you about today. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate your love and support. Well, I don't know. I told you no red, but it looks a little red right now, huh? Maybe it's coming on. All right, it is what it is. Nothing I can do about it, right? That's a response to the vincristine. I looked that one up. In any case. I think that's all I have for today, so I will join you tomorrow and let you know how my day goes. I hope it goes well. Hope I get to sleep off some of this, and tomorrow's gold star, right? So thank you so, so much for joining me. I love you. Remember, every day is a gift. Live it.